Our next speaker is Dr. Shannon Sanders McDonald. Shannon has been very effective. By the way, she's an architect, so she is probably a lot different than many of you in the audience that are probably engineers and some planners. But we need folks like Shannon that are outside and are thinking outside the box towards our comprehensive solutions. Shannon has written numerous articles and a book on the various aspects of how we ought to be looking at automated transit and its impact on the built environment. Shannon this afternoon will talk about the modernizing the oldest PRT system that we have in the States, which is a West Virginia PRT in Morgantown. Shannon?
Trying to convey his information, and he was very sorry he could not be here. He and I were at a conference last week called ASHE, which is the Association for Sustainability for University Campuses, and he gave this presentation to a group of people at that event. Whoops, a little quick here. So, as many of you may know, they have been discussing modernizing this existing system, and they indeed are moving forward with that process. So, just to have a little bit of knowledge, Morgantown, population 50,000. It's 1 hour south of Pittsburgh. It does have an economic base besides the university, but the university is one of its major economic base points. It has the 10th lowest unemployment as of 2009. However, its major arterial lane is a D rating. If you've never been to Morgantown, it has an intense topography. It's in the mountains, and so that makes transportation very complicated. The other part that makes it complicated is that they have 3 campuses. They're not spread very far apart, but they are not connected, but they are all within Morgantown. So they have a downtown campus, Evansdale, and then they have a health sciences campus. They have approximately 30,000 students, 4,500 faculty and staff, and there is a 3-mile separation between the campuses and an elevation change of 600 feet between downtown and the health services campuses. How many people have been to Morgantown and seen this system? Oh, so the bigger question is how many people have not been to Morgantown? Wow. Well, I think we might have the answer. Clement has volunteered to have a Podcar City conference there, so that might be a good thing. People are really not interested in walking or biking due to the topography, and also it is in the mountains, so it is a rough winter climate. So as most or many of us know, even if we haven't been there, it really was the first true, although some people call it a group rapid transit, it was the first system that went in operation in the world, providing direct origin to destination service. It was designed to move people directly from their origin to their destination. So somebody this morning said time, was a big issue, and I think for a lot of us, the time factor is very, very important. So if you can move people directly from their origin to their destination rather than sitting on a bus going through a loop, that takes quite a while to get to their destination, you immediately become attractive to a lot of people. So it's always been talked about that it operates like a transit taxi or an express bus, and in this case it's also known as an automated guideway transit because this one is on a guideway. So the vehicles use an exclusive guideway. So it was designed by Boeing, and Phase 1 started construction in 1972, and the service was in 1975, with Phase 2 completed in 1978, and its total project cost in 1970 dollars was $125 million. It has 4.5 miles of parallel heated guideway with 10% grade. 5 stations from downtown to the furthest health sciences campus, 71 electric-powered vehicles. They have approximately 20 passenger capacity, 11,000 pounds empty weight, and it's a 3-phase 575-volt electric power. The highest single-day ridership is over 32,000 trips, an average weekday of 15,000 trips. 85% are student, 8% are faculty and staff, and 7% the general public. It can accommodate 6,700 passengers per hour, and it's had 80 million accident-free passenger milestone. That was last week, yes, last week. And it's very much an integral part of the mobility network for this campus and the town. And the cost per trip is $2 and a penny. Only New York and Boston have something lower for fixed guideway operation. And it's an icon now in West Virginia University. So it has 5 fully automated stations, and I've seen those stations and seen how they handle the video surveillance and communication. I found that one of the most fascinating things. So let's suppose you're a student and you decide you want to like jump over a fence or do something that students like to do. A voice comes from nowhere telling you that they can see what you're doing and that you need to stop that behavior if you're at the station. So the folks that are manning the control area have full access to see and then verbally communicate to whomever or whatever they're seeing. So it's kind of like the voice from above, which is actually very effective. It's payment by cash or a pass. It's very convenient to destinations. One of the stations actually goes directly to access directly into a building. The actual vehicle doesn't go into the building, but where you get off of, you can just walk right into the building. And it's right downtown as well, so it can take the students right from the campus into the major downtown areas of Morgantown. And it is ADA accessible. It has 3 dispatching modes, and I may not be able to answer that if anybody asks me what that is, to minimize cost, trip time, and wait time. It's fully automatic computer controlled. It has a presence detection, so they understand and know vehicle location, and collision avoidance. I just think this is amazing that it's been in operation since 1970, completely computer driven. And I have to just say my hat's off to the people that have kept the system moving, because lots of times they haven't been able to get parts, and they've the people that have kept this moving have been highly dedicated professionals maintaining this system since its inception. So there's been 38 years of passenger service, over 100,000 hours of operation, 22 million vehicle miles, 60 million passengers, and it's maintained a 99% service reliability. That's in a cold climate. The system now is 38 years old. It is starting to show some decline in reliability. The current reliability rate is about 90%, which they're not comfortable with. They have a lot of outdated technology with no vendor support, and all of the guys that have been keeping this going for their entire careers are ready to retire. Dwindling, no market availability for parts. Boeing originally built the system and then left, and is often currently now viewed by students as antiquated and unreliable. So they have entered into a modernization plan, which phase 1 is nearly complete. So they have replaced the onboard vehicle computer control system. They've done a propulsion project at the estimated cost of $15 billion. Phase 2, which they are in the middle of now, nearing completion, is the replacement of the automated train control system, replacement of 4 substations and electrical gear. They're doing repair to a tunnel that it goes through, and an estimated cost of $500 billion. They will soon, or they have begun to enter phase 3, which is complete vehicle replacement, Infrastructure, inspection, repairs, they do need to do some repair work to their actual structural infrastructure, and that estimated cost is $37 billion. So it was decided that this was such an efficient system and so appropriate for its location and its use that it made absolute sense to completely modernize it. So I'm not Clement, but I'll try to answer any questions you might have.